is Daily Blast Live. We're talking about what you're talking about. Real, honest, entertaining, live. DBL starts right now.
3, 2.
Welcome to DBL. It's Wednesday, January 6th. I'm here with my friends Brandon and Tori.
Yes.
You were complaining a little bit about your chair to start?
No, it's just this chair is very much like, hello, hello.
We were talking about that earlier.
Yeah.
I want nothing to do with the new chair.
Because you do rotate a lot. Listen, full disclosure, I'm aware, if you guys are everyday watchers, I wore this exact coat in Pocket Square yesterday.
I was going to say, how
No,
gauche.
you were. No,
of
I
course
came in
not.
for
No one notices.
No one notices, but we do.
I came in for an interview and I put this on just because it was easier. And then I'm like, 5 minutes before the show, I'm like, I could run back there and change. I'm like, I'm too far. I'm too far
lazy.
along now.
Too lazy.
It's very COVID mentality.
Yes.
to not
6
go get
days
that.
into 2021, Jeff's running out of work.
I'm off the diet, no more working out. All right, let's get to it. Kim and Kanye are headed for divorce. I'm sure you guys have heard, or question mark, I should say. They've reportedly been in marriage counseling and living separate lives. Now, multiple sources are saying they're about to call it quits. Page 6 is reporting that Kim just hired divorce lawyer Laura Wasser, but others are saying Kim's been paying her for years to be on standby. Kim was also recently spotted without her giant engagement ring, and the couple got married back in 2014, if you remember. As for what may have caused the split, well, there was Kanye's failed run for president, which Kim initially seemed to support, right? But then Kanye seemed to lose it during this unscripted speech where he disclosed some very personal details about their first child. And then Kanye also talked about wanting to divorce Kim after she met with rapper Meek Mills at a Beverly Hills hotel to discuss prison reform. He did not like that one. And the couple have 4 kids together, and fortunately, but unfortunately for this, which also complicates any potential breakup, along with the reported measly $2.2 billion fortune.
That's it?
That's it. That's it. So what do you guys make of this? We all know the family. It's never good with kids, them having 4 kids. It's never good for the divorce. But let's just take Kim and Kanye on their own. What do you guys make of this divorce?
The second he went off, and you could see him having a breakdown in that, I think it was July 20th, 2020, and he said, we almost killed my daughter North, speaking about it maybe an abortion. He also mentioned Harriet Tubman wasn't good for the black people. As soon as he mentioned North and abortion, I said it's over. It's over. Kim Kardashian is very protective of those children, and I think it crossed a line somewhere. Ever since then, they've tried to get together, but they haven't lived together since then. And to be honest with you, it's not easy being a caregiver to someone with really severe mental health issues. He's been very open about having bipolar.
And I want to talk about that, but Brandon, what's your opinion? I want to get back to the mental health.
You said it was the tweet about North.
It was the speech about it.
The speech about North. I think it was when he called her mom Chris Jong-un, saying, trying to compare her to Kim,
Kim Jong-un,
whatever that guy's name is. Because you talk about how
you just said it.
This is access. This is okay. Yeah, I did just say it. But you talk about how tight-knit of a family they seem to be, or they project that image. And I just think once you go after Mama Bear, who put all this into play from the beginning, once you went after that, I think that was something that was kind of a line, especially we talk about how people outgrow each other.
Yeah.
Couples outgrow. She's going one way.
Yeah.
We don't know where Kanye is going, but I feel for the kids. I know we have to talk about Kanye and Kim and Kardashian news, but being a product of a divorce, splitting your Christmases, splitting your summers in Massachusetts with your dad, in Atlanta with your mom, that can be hard. And then you add on
Kim and Kanye.
sex tape for the mom, and then the dad's whatever he's been spewing out. I think that's going to be hard on those
just in the spotlight in general. It's going to be hard enough. But I want to get back to the mental health thing about this, because it is unfortunate, right? And the Kardashians are not to blame either. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
None of their relationship has worked. Even Momager, she's on her, 3rd marriage now, or second, or I don't know, whatever. None of their marriages have worked. So I don't think it's easy being in that family. I don't think it's easy for anyone trying to enter that family and be accepted in that tight-knit group, right? But I want to go to, I just want to focus.
Please.
Did you want to say something about the family?
I think they also pick people to mommy. I mean, think about Chloe and Lamar Odom. They pick people that are broken. A lot of them pick, Scott Disick needed to have a mothering thing. So it's both. They play the game too.
I don't think they will, and I hope they don't abandon Kanye, because it seems like he's going through something very serious right now, which I think is a more serious topic. I love to have fun on this show, but I think mental health is something we're really going to have to keep an eye on in 2021 if we don't already, because of everyone going through COVID, losing businesses, losing loved ones.
Dignity.
Mental health is something that we're not really focused on as a country. Dignity, we need to focus on it. I think Kanye and Kim could kind of be the quote-unquote, not spokespeople, but someone that we look up to other than just the Kardashians.
Absolutely.
And that's funny you say that, because it's great that you say that, because we're talking about mental health within a relationship. Yesterday we talked about how Chris Rock gets 7 hours
of
therapy. We talked about the black community and the stigmas behind mental health in the black community. So the more and more this is being normalized, I think, and not using as a scapegoat for everything as well, because someone shoots up a school, first thing you hear, mental health. No.
This is different.
Like a nuanced, deep conversation.
Right. Absolutely. Those walls are coming down. Those walls are coming down for sure. I love this next story. The actor famous for playing Mr. Bean has had it with cancel culture. Me and Mr. Bean. Me and Mr. Bean are like 2 peas in a pod.
You guys wear the same jacket 2 days in a row, too.
In an interview with Radio Times, Ronan Atkinson compared cancel culture to a medieval mob roaming the streets looking for someone to burn. He added that canceling people you disagree with erodes freedom of speech and prevents people from expressing a wide spectrum of opinions. Tori, that sounds exactly like a language you would use. Do you not agree?
Yes, and I do want to say, in college campuses in America, we have a strong cancel culture. Bill Maher, one of the biggest free liberal speech people people out there, was denied or didn't want to go to Berkeley, which is one of those big free speech colleges, because they were worried about protests. This country was formed and based on the idea that if you like speech only that you like, you don't like freedom of speech. You have to like speech you don't like to include that. So I hear what Mr. Bean is saying, or Mr. Atkinson. I also, though, want to say sometimes people are like, cancel culture is terrible. Sometimes cancel culture has led us to a conversation where marginalized people have finally had a voice, right? So it's not always so bad. It has canceled
It's gotten out of control.
Yes, but it's canceled some really awful people, right? Like, I'm glad Harvey Weinstein was canceled, Matt Lauer was canceled. So I'm never going to be like, oh, don't do cancel culture. But you're right, it has gone a little rampant.
And Brian, I want your take, because I want to get back to the college thing.
Well, he's saying everyone's entitled to their opinion, and you don't want to necessarily jump on someone for their opinion, but it depends on what type of opinion that is. If it's something where it's some sort of intelligent or educated opinion where you went and you've read about a marginalized community or whatever joke that you made, you understand how that was going to be offensive, but you presented it in a way where it was still humor, it was still funny. I get that. But just someone going on the internet, which a lot of people do now, and just saying something, oh, Tori, you shouldn't have worn that dress because it makes black people look blah, blah. You know what I'm saying? Like that type of opinion? Absolutely not. That should be, in a way, that should be canceled, because when you do that, you haven't taken the time to realize what you're saying.
But but at the same time, right, but even dumb speech should be allowed, right? Like, I'm okay with even horrible, horrendous, stupid speech, because freedom of speech encompasses all of that, right? I don't like hate speech, but I don't even mind dumb speech, and I think we've become a little too cancel culture on that. What I think, go ahead and tell me what you were thinking.
Well, I just want to get back to not canceling everybody. I think when you say something, me included, I've said dumb things in the past 10 years ago that still haunt me to this day. You're included in the Harvey Weinstein story. Not that I did anything sexual, but I'm saying if you say something slightly racist, you're Hitler. And there are people who are Hitler.
There's no degrees.
There is no separation. If you do something that offends women, you're Harvey Weinstein. If you do something that the LGBT community doesn't go, you're homophobic. These labels have to go away. And bringing it to my point in college, you can't teach anymore. You can't have a discussion that disagrees with a black person, with an LGBT, with a woman, with a Jewish person. If you have a disagreement or a question that questions their thinking in any way, even though you might just be curious about it, those professors can't acknowledge that. Their job is on the line, and they can't acknowledge that. There's a famous story of Evergreen, how I'm telling you, it's a huge problem in colleges right now, which I have a 2- and a 4-year-old. I'm already thinking about if I want to send them to university and be involved in that, because there is no freedom of speech in college anymore at university. It's very liberal thinking. It's very democratic
thinking. It's very regulated, isn't it?
It's very left-wing, and I'm not saying that's a bad thing, but there is no other side to that. That's where I have a problem with that. Like you were saying, even though you don't agree with that speech or that rhetoric or that hate, you have to listen to it. We're so quick to write and cancel people online that we're not having conversations like this anymore. Social media is not a conversation. That is not a way to communicate with another human being. No. This is talking through your differences. Brandon, why'd you feel that way about this, about Black Lives Matter? Tori, why'd you feel this way about Jewish people and being a woman growing up? That's a conversation. I'm not ignorant to the fact that that's what it is, but that's a conversation, and we're not having those anymore.
But you see how people spew things online, and if we having a conversation on Black Lives Matter or what a woman feels, or how a woman feels about a certain thing, we're in 2021 now. If someone says something, like you say, stupid speech, if someone says something that yes, that's their opinion, and they say something that's still offensive, and you're looking at that person like, dude, it's 2021. Like, how is this still coming out of your mouth?
Now that's the difference there, right? And that's the line legally is, because that's hate. The difference is the hate speech, right? I don't prohibit or allow, I should say, hate speech. I think that should be restricted. So when you say something really offensive and that crosses the line, I don't think that should be allowed. However, anything close up to that point, I am in favor of. Even if you tell me you hate Jews, you hate women, you hate this, I need you to be able to say that, because I want to be able to say the other. Right. So you have to include that in all of freedom of speech. Yeah. And I see what you're saying. We're getting tighter and tighter until we're only having tiny bits of conversation.
Yeah, and even on this show, I mean, I think we all feel it, right? Can I say this? Yeah. There's certain sayings, and I don't want to use any of this example because I don't want to get in trouble, that I didn't even know were offensive. But now they're like, you can't say that. And I'm like, I didn't even know that was offensive.
But at least the pendulum's swinging towards people getting heard.
Yes.
We got to wrap, but remember the other day I told you I was tiptoeing around trying to tell you, like, Tori, I watched a Hitler documentary on Netflix. And I didn't want to tell her because I was feeling offensive for telling her that I went and watched Hitler. We shouldn't be like that.
But that's where we're at.
He's educating himself.
That's where we're lacking in universities. That's what we're lacking in just basic conversation right now. Great conversation.
Yes.
Sick conversation again.
Coming up on posted on my social media.
Did Drake really change up his dude?
What?
We're talking about social issues to Drake's haircut. Stephanie Jones spills the tea next in What Up Wednesday.
Welcome back to Daily Blast Live. I'm Stephanie Jones with a roundup of juicy celebrity gossip, which means it's What Up Wednesday. But first, I'm wishing you lot a happy new year. I'm excited for a fresh start. And if you're Drake, it looks like a fresh hairstyle. That's why our first stop on the What Up World map is Toronto, where the Canadian rapper debuted a new look for the new year. Drake has rocked the tight fade for years, so the change-up came as a surprise. However, Drake took down the photo, and it's probably because the response was, well, not great. Here's what's up. I'll cut Drake some slack. Because rappers having wacky hair is, well, nothing new, but people are comparing Drake to a young Justin Bieber, crossed with Nene Leakes and My Little Pony. And I don't think that's what Drake was really going for, so let's hope, like this picture, the style doesn't last for very long either. From new hair to new love affairs, our second stop is Montecito, California. That's where our first celebrity couple of the new year, Olivia Wilde and Harry Styles, have gone public. And of course, everyone has lost their minds over the news. Here's what's up, because people cannot stop talking about this, I thought we'd look back at a few other people that have captured Harry's heart. Starting with Taylor Swift. Their romance was short, but the songs they wrote about each other will last forever. And Harry then had a fling with Pussycat Dolls singer Nicole Scherzinger, who is 16 years older than him. And Kendall Jenner is the next famous face in line. They broke up, but he must have liked dating a model because the next few rumoured love interests were all also models. So maybe he's getting dating tips from Leonardo DiCaprio, I don't know. But apparently not, because we all know that Olivia is older than Harry. Yeah, that's right, I've said it. And our last stop is in Los Angeles. That's where Arnold Schwarzenegger committed one of the first celebrity blunders of the year, caught on camera. See if you can spot where the Terminator went wrong during an online telethon.
Hello, Chris.
Hey, how are you?
Yikes, yep, that's Arnold calling Chris Pratt the wrong name. You know, the guy who's married to his daughter? Here's what's up. We are cutting Arnold some slack. I mean, just look. Here's Chris Pratt, Chris Evans, and Chris Hemsworth, all actors, all superheroes. Honorable mention Chris Pine's also starring in superhero movies. It's a Chris overload. You could say it's ludicrous. Yeah, that's my first bad pun of 2021. And there'll be plenty more where that came from. That's all for this week's What Up Wednesday, and we'll be back after this.
Welcome back to DBL. Serena Williams' husband has her back. Listen to this. This tennis star, who is now 39, was reportedly called out by the director of the Madrid Open, who said she should retire because, quote, at her age and weight, she doesn't move as easily as she did 15 years ago. Ooh. So Serena's husband, Alexis, wasn't having it, and he called him out on Twitter. Alexis wrote that he doesn't give a bleep what the former tennis pro thinks, and that his 3-year-old has more Grand Slam wins than him, which is 0. Listen, Alexis, I get the joke, but that wasn't great because neither does your son.
I was thinking, no,
but I get where you're
the
coming
daughter
from.
doesn't have it either.
I'm not coming after you, buddy. I'm not coming after you. I get where you got it. Serena's back. He followed up with a tweet writing, quote, "No holding back when a racist, sexist clown with a platform comes from my family."
And you know the first thought that hit his head after he hit tweet? I'm totally getting some tonight. Totally getting some. I just stood up for my woman, my queen.
No.
I'm totally.
I mean, he's not wrong.
First of all, let me just tell you something about Alexis. He's not just some dude. He created Reddit. He's a gazillionaire.
Oh, that's right.
So he is someone who understands when to mention, when to not mention, when to go on social media, when to not. And he is beyond head over heels in love with Serena.
Yep.
I think it was gentlemanly. I think it was chivalrous. I think it was the right thing to do. I also can't believe anyone would go after the GOAT, Serena Williams. I'm shocked that you would call her out for her age or weight when she's still winning. She's still winning.
Billie Jean is still the GOAT until Serena surpasses Billie Jean with the most Grand Slams.
But no one's...
Billie Jean is still the GOAT. And in sports, you're open game. It doesn't matter if it comes from some former tennis player. It doesn't matter if it comes from your coach or the fans. You're open games. Your performance.
Your weight, even?
It's absolutely. You are being critiqued at every moment. When you walk into that facility, football-wise, to when you leave, you are being critiqued, and people are looking and evaluating. Hey, has he lost a step? Hey, has she lost a step? Is her weight the reason why
you don't think
she's not winning?
she's earned the respect after what she's done to not be spoken about like that?
Tom Brady is the greatest quarterback of all time, and throughout this entire year, people have been bashing him, telling him, oh, he should retire. Drew Brees, oh, his arm is a wet noodle now, he can't throw the ball. You don't see Giselle jumping on Twitter trying to defend him. You don't see Drew Brees' wife jumping in there. I know what he's doing. Like, it's cool. I get it. But at the same time, when it comes to sports, you back off because these players are free game.
How about, like, let's switch it up because you were talking about the greatest in the world, right? And I understand some reporters, this guy's not a reporter, need to make their money. I don't agree with it. But would you like your husband to get your back? Say people are coming after you time after time after time on this show. Would you want your husband to get your back?
Yes, and to be honest, I think Serena Williams, who's like a type A, strong personality, it's really nice to have someone not herself have to pick up and do it herself, having someone else get her back. I think it's very sexy.
I kind of like it too.
I think it's very sexy.
If someone was beating me up on this show time after time and my wife stepped up publicly and was like, listen, this is enough, right? This isn't who he is.
Sexy.
I think it's kind of cool.
Well, yeah, she would get some.
She would definitely.
She would get some.
We got some comments about you wearing the same clothes 2 days in a row.
That's
so
not
Jordan,
true.
get to Twitter.
She's already got a problem with the man smell in the house. Don't tell her about the jacket. Don't tell her. All right, we'll be right back, everybody.
The man smell.
Promotional consideration is brought to you by
Welcome back to DBL. We love sharing your comments, but we were just talking at the break. Do you have some comments?
Yeah, I do have some comments. Tyrone agrees with you guys and says cancel culture, the PC police, whatever you want to call it, it's run amok.
Amok.
I've never used the word amok without saying run amok, just so you guys know.
You can't.
I think.
Unless you're in muck. Unless you're like, I'm stuck in some
It's
muck.
spelled differently. Okay.
It is?
Yes, one's an O, one's a U.
I learn something new every day.
Vicky Lynn says, I'm with Tori. Some people definitely should be canceled. Fair. Adam says, I always learn so much from your nuanced conversations. And Brenda says, you know what they need to cancel? Those rubbery plastic clogs that don't look good with anything.
Ooh, but you know what? Clogs conversations, because I hate them. That gets people fired up.
You love or hate clogs.
They're very protective.
Crocs?
Yeah. Crocs, yeah. Crocs.
Yeah, those clogs, but you either are for it or against it, and there's no in between.
Yeah, people are really defensive.
You'll die on that hill for that Croc.
I'm definitely Team Crocs. I might have a pair on right now. You never even know.
You don't.
No, I don't.
I would not be happy with that.
At all.
I have the same jacket on.
Full circle!
Wear it tomorrow. Own it. Wear it tomorrow.
Listen, if we had a uniform here, that'd be the best thing in the whole world. DBL is new every day. We'll see you tomorrow, everybody.